Hi guys, it's Amy Shine here, and I am here today to talk about depression and anxiety, emotional stuff. So, what do you do when you find yourself just overcome with emotion or being so sad for no reason, crying, for no reason, having racing thoughts, not being able to slow your mind down, not wanting to get out of bed in the morning, having that, that depression, that lack of energy, that just feeling hopeless. What do you do with all that? So, some of the kind of main tools that I use to overcome a lot of that is that number one is to acknowledge what you're aware of. So for me, I used to get a lot of emotional stuff. I used to feel great one day and then the next day feel just like I couldn't cope with life. And I found this tool, this question that I started to use, and it was, who does this belong to? Right? So a friend of mine asked me, she said, Amy, do you know, do you realize how much that you pick up, how much you pick up from other people around you? And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, do you realize how psychic you are, that you can pick up on what other people are thinking, feeling, and what you can even pick up on what emotions are going on for other people. And when I looked at it, I was like, okay, yeah, I get that. I am very empathetic. I can, walk into a room and kind of know what's going on with the other people in the room before they even open their mouths. So that is what usually happens for a lot of us who are very, people who seem to suffer a lot from depression and anxiety and other mental illnesses, is that usually is that we seem to be more hypersensitive and aware of what's going on with people around us and in the world and in our work environments and in our schools and colleges and with our family and our friends. So the thing is, if you're not acknowledging what you're aware of, you think that everything you feel, everything you think, everything you have going on in your head, you think it's yours. So I started asking this question. Every time I started to feel like crying, I would ask, okay, who does this belong to? And I would just ask, is this mine or someone else's or something else? And I would just get someone else's, okay, return to sender with consciousness attached. And I started using that throughout the day. I'd be feeling great, I'd be walking around doing my thing, and next thing all of a sudden I'd feel this wave of sadness come over me, or this wave of depression, or this wave of hopelessness. And I just ask, okay, truth, is this mine? No. Someone else's. Okay, return to sender. And you don't have to figure out who it belongs to. You just return to sender, because all you're really starting to do is acknowledge, okay, you're picking up on the energy around you. It's not yours. You can return it to sender. You don't have to take it on as yours. Because when you start saying I feel sad, I feel depressed, I feel this, you make it yours. Then you make it yours, you own it in your body, and then you start creating that in your body, and you start creating it in your life. So your point of view creates your reality. If you keep saying I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm upset, then that's what you will create. So the question, who does it belong to, takes you beyond the feeling you're having in your body and gets you to acknowledge what's going on around you, what you're aware of, that you may not, it's not cognitive, your mind may not know what it is, but asking your awareness, what am I aware of, starts to actually dissipate the energy and stops you from taking on every single thing, okay? And then the second thing I do then is that, because everything is energy, right? And we're picking up on other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions all the time, which is energy, is that I ask, what can I choose that will move this energy for me? Right? So sometimes for me it's hot yoga, it's dancing, it's going out in nature, going for a hot bath, talking to a friend. But what can you choose that would move the energy? Because when we pick up on everything going on around us and we don't actually move the energy from our body, we start to make it ours, and it starts to feel really heavy. And that's when we start to feel depressed and feel like we can't get out of bed. The energy is almost stuck to us, and it's not ours. So maybe you could get, you know, some body work, go get a massage, get something that will move the energy from your body. For me, getting my bars run, Access Bars, has been amazing in clearing the energy and helping me to have more of me and less of the other emotional, mind racing, depression states that I used to go into. So I have like a journal book, and I have like a whole list of everything that nurtures my body when I start to feel heavy or upset, everything that nurtures me in my body, everything that makes me feel lighter. And I have a whole list of like going for a bath, going out for a walk in nature, going to yoga, watching Netflix, drinking tea, talking to a friend, getting my bars run, getting some body work, going for acupuncture, getting a massage, like all these different things. And I'll ask my body, like when it starts to feel that heaviness or lethargic or feeling like fed up with life, I'll ask my body, okay, what does it require from that list that will nurture me? So what if depression wasn't actually real? What if it was just energy that needed to be moved from your field, from your body, from around you, right? And what could you choose? What could you choose that today that would nurture you and your body? 99% of our thoughts, ideas, and emotions do not belong to us. We're picking them up from our environment. So asking, who does this belong to? Return to sender, and then asking, what can I choose now that would nurture my body? And moving the energy, changing the energy. Don't make it real. Don't make the emotions real, and ask, what can I choose that would change this? Okay, there's some of the things that have worked for me. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about, please comment underneath or send me a private message. And look for someone, you know, that can look from someone. If you live, you know, like maybe there's someone locally who could run your bars, or you could get some body work done if you are going through depression or anxiety or any of that stuff. See if you can find someone who, an energy worker, anyone who can also support you in getting out of that, like thinking in your head that everything you're feeling and thinking is yours. And how you can shift that mindset, to actually turn that energy into something where you can actually start creating your life, right? And really beginning that whole list of all the things that nurture your body and your soul and your being when you're feeling that heaviness can really help shift the energy too. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.